But are they working?
Yes.
I mean, do you want to walk into a store that's clean, that has food there, or do you want to go in the garden yourself and grow it? Because if you don't want immigrants, illegal or otherwise, you're not going to get it. So the laws here have to be changed, in my view, and I'm in more agreement with George Bush on that, in that they should allow guest workers with a certain, so you, number one, they're documented. You know, there's going to be a fight here forever if some sense is made of what we are to do in this country. Truthfully, in truth, if you go to the slaughterhouses in the Midwest, all of them have documents, visas, all the people there. But nobody speaks English. And they find out in these exposés that somebody's in the business of falsifying documents. And that's all they do. It's against the law, right? But the person who owns it or runs the factory or the slaughterhouse or whatever job it is, they say, well, look, they gave me the right documents. Sure, they're right. They look right, but they're all false. It's not my job to check out. That's the government's job to check. And the government doesn't check it out. How many people eat out in restaurants in New York City? Nobody here goes to New York City? Well, who is serving you at the waiters and waitresses?
We don't have to go to New York.
You know, illegal immigrants do pay Social Security tax. Okay? Did you know that? Okay? Number two, if you ever open up the door of the kitchen in an Italian restaurant, I want you to find out how many people are Italian. None. None. And if they're all legal workers, you're serious? Find out. If you had lawns when you had homes, who did the lawn keeping? The boss may have been an American. Was anybody else an American? The man next to me, the doctor next to me in my house, ripped his house apart and built a new house. I mean, why, I don't know. That's America today, right? I had occasion a number of times this last 3 months to go over there and speak about something because some of the equipment came on my side and they were doing this and that. I never spoke to anybody that could speak English. I had to call the boss, who wasn't even there, to get to speak to somebody who spoke English. You think they're all legal immigrants? So the point is you avoid criminality, you avoid some of the abuses on certain things if you make it some legal approach, as the Swiss do, as this gentleman rightfully said.
How do you do it?
How do you do it?
With all the people that are here.
Well, number one, you have to draw up procedures, regulations, and so forth, where they can register, no fault, no fear, and they will. First of all, are you aware that many states give licenses to illegal immigrants? No. Right away, you've got a documentation there. You do know that a large part of the illegal immigrant population pays Social Security. They have Social Security numbers. You're not aware of this? Well, that's true. That is absolutely. I know some of them, so I know it's true. The point is, there are ways to get the documents, and you give them some sort of free pass for X number of years or X number of months. The same as we do. I mentioned earlier the visas that are legal. If you're a professional ball player, that's a certain kind of visa. If you're a technician, it's a certain kind of visa. You get certain kind of visas now to come into this country. So why not do it for a farm worker, a factory worker, a garbage collector, a whatever?
But they don't do it yet, do they?
We do not do that here. We have people who are willing to kill the illegal immigrants. And obviously, you know, you get all varying degrees of people with different views on what to do with them. But they don't understand, in my view, they do not understand that we need them. You need them. Now, I want somebody to come up and tell me we don't need them. That's fine. I'll listen to that view. This man says he don't need them.
Isn't assimilation affected by the economic situation in the country?
Absolutely. It is all connected.
When times get tough, people resent the people resent the presence of foreigners. And how about the question of outsourcing? That's another situation which hurts us economically.
Correct. The gentleman raises the point of outsourcing. Outsourcing is another issue to talk about, because if we're going to remain a vibrant country, and there's some question about that, because many people in economics and politics and in academia have already predicted that this is the century of China, not America. China is the force by the end of this century. Now, some of you might still be here in 2099. I don't think I'm going to be here, but they're predicting that China is going to be the power. Now, if they do everything right, which doesn't mean they will, and we continue to do some things wrong, which we seem to be doing, if you watch the news, we do a lot of things wrong in this country too, right? You want to talk about FEMA? You want to talk about the latest revelations of secret jails in Europe? You want to talk about the revelation tonight about potentially using artillery shells that are not against the Geneva Convention? I mean, there are a lot of things that we are not doing right. There's nothing totally that we're doing right. Overall, I think we're better than everybody else. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't get better. It doesn't mean we shouldn't do better. But we have, that's what politics is about. Aren't we fighting now between conservatism and somewhere else down the middle? We also have right-wing, left-wing people too, right? We've got both wings trying to destroy this country, in my view. But the moderates, to me, are the people that should be voicing their opinions more. I just want to mention a few more things. For instance, in history, immigration has been, again, something you can't stop. You cannot stop it. So why don't we try to capitalize on it and do something like this gentleman said? Do something that George Bush has advocated, is make things easier. We need them. You may not, now there is some downside, because in some places our medical costs are going wild, right? And in some, in our hospitals and in our various emergency rooms, we have to treat everybody. Doesn't matter if you have insurance or not. They always ask you for your insurance, right? But some gang member shoots up another gang member, and they go through and get taken to the hospital. Do you think they ask for their insurance cards? They treat them. The same with any illegal immigrant as well. So a lot of illegal immigrants go to these emergency rooms, and they get treatment. And it's costing us, right? And they're getting education, especially in California. Right? The children of immigrants go there, they go to school. They're getting education, and maybe they're not paying. Maybe they're off the books. A lot of people do work off the books in this country, legal and illegal, immigrant or otherwise. So many of them do maybe work off the books, and they're not paying their taxes. And they're getting schooling, and they're getting medical attention. Yes, so what you do is legalize it in one form or another, so you can then extract that. If not from them, from their employers. Because who's employing them? Upstanding American citizens? Right? Who's employing them? They're not working, they're not starting their own businesses, are they? They're working for companies and for individuals, entrepreneurs, who are capitalizing on paying them less and not paying taxes. So I say formalize it and make it a plan which says you work, you pay, and a lot of them go back to their homes, their families. They have children back home. They want them too. And they go back and forth across that border many times. So you avoid that by making them legal. Maybe not legal citizens, but legal visitors with visas to do the work and go home. You help us, and they're going to come anyway. They are going to come anyway, because opportunity and freedom is what people will go for and have gone for the beginning of time. Why did they leave Africa? Why did they move and migrate? Why did they go up to Siberia and cross over to the Americas off the bridge, the land bridge from Siberia to Alaska? Why? to seek opportunity, to seek a better life. Their better life was their better life then. Your parents, grandparents, or yourself, you came here for what reason? Either you came here for opportunity, or you came here to escape Nazism, or you came here to escape communism, or you came here to do something to better yourself. And that's the point. That's what immigrants want, legal or illegal. They don't all come here to commit crimes. We got enough of our own criminals, right? I mean, we don't have any native criminals. We have some that are blue collar. We have some that are very high types, politicians. How about the Roslyn School District right here? Were they nice people? Were they what? Were they illegal immigrants that did that? Stole $11.4 million? Were they? I mean, with the head of Enron, the head of WorldCom, Martha Stewart, were they all on the up and up? Huh? Were they all illegal immigrants? I don't think so. So my point is, you do something to normalize the relationship, to capitalize on their strength and what they want to do. You hired, did any of you ever have a maid in your house that was an American, or were they all from Dominican Republic or Jamaica or some? That's where they were from because they're willing to do it. And I'm sure you didn't all pay taxes for them either. My point is, legalize that to some extent, as this gentleman properly said in Switzerland. And so you can have some normality, some sense to it. That's how you build the middle class. And they want to be middle class. There are many illegal immigrants that have stayed here illegally for 20 and 30 years and have raised families because they want to be here and they want to be citizens, but we haven't permitted them to be. Now, I'm finished at this point, but I would like to raise anything else you might want to say. Thank you very much. I'm going to be back here on December 1st or 2nd, whichever. I don't know what the schedule calls.